Before I do anything to this car, I've got to get it in the shop. So I threw this big honking battery out of my wife's SUV, and I think this is the optimistic cable. I believe it is. It's kind of blackish red, but I believe with all this stuff hooked up, that's the optimistic one. And I believe this is going to be the pessimist. Yep. Going to a ground. So yep. Oh, that's not good. Making sparks, that means we've got a draw somewhere. Not good. Okay, well, hopefully nothing will catch on fire. But yeah. It's really funny because on houses, red, well, not necessarily red, but black is usually a hot wire. And on a car, it's the pessimistic view. So, but it doesn't, oh, that's because I'm hooking them up backwards. Did you catch that? You guys are not watching me. This says plus. That means it's an optimist. So this is the optimistic one. It's all tangled up. So there we go. And then this, thank God they make them smaller, because I'm blind as a bat. That's why it arced. Alright. I'm surprised it didn't make more noise than that. Battery's probably dead. Yeah, that's great. But we're going to be optimistic. We're going to go along with the red cable. Be optimistic about all this. And hope it's going to start. Of course, I don't even know if I have the right key. Good morning, YouTubers! Okay, that didn't quite sound like good morning Vietnam, but close enough. The reason I'm quoting Robin Williams in the movie is because it is Veterans Day. And oddly enough, the car we're about to work on belongs to a veteran, 15-year Marine, 15-year veteran of the Marine Corps. So I thought it was appropriate, because I've been promising to work on his car forever, and today just seemed really appropriate. It's a halfway decent day out. For you northern people, this is probably a wonderful day. For me, it's gloves and hat day. But it's about 40 degrees maybe, which for me, kind of cold, but I know there's a lot of you people like, 40, that's summer weather, so anyway, but it's a nice day if I stay covered up and my hands don't turn numb. It's one of those days where you just don't turn numb when you're working. Yesterday I was chopping wood and it was 25 out, and it was not fun. So for you people who live in 25, God bless you. That's not me. Anyway, today's not too bad. I wish it was 70, but 44 will have to do, or 40. Today we're going to be working on this. This is a 1970-something Dodge Aspen. And my friend and I were talking, because I'm doing some work on this car for him. I'm going to throw in some sheet metal for him. He wants to make a pro touring car out of it. And so he's going to get some special wheels he wants me to fit onto this car somehow, some way, whatever it takes. So that's a nice challenge in itself. But him and I were talking. And one thing he hates about this car is the front end. Hates it. So he says, loves the car. This is his childhood dream car. He bought this when he was young. I can't remember if he said 16 or 17 years old. And he started building it when he was 17. The way I met him is he came over, we met somehow. I don't remember, he came over here for something and called me up one day and said, hey, I can't get it to run. Can you give me a hand? And it's a funny story, so I'm going to go ahead and give you story time real quick. I don't usually like to do this in the beginning because I don't want you all to get bored. But it's a great story. I went over his house and the engine had zero compression. We're big donuts, right? I'm like, what the heck? I had like 35 pounds on one cylinder and none of the others had compression. So I asked him what he did. He told me this and that. Everything's brand new. I opened up the valve train to take the valve covers off. Valve train's moving the way it's supposed to. I'm like, got spark, we got fuel, we got valve train. I'm like, it's got to be valve. It's got to be timing, right? Valve timing. So I go to number one. There's no compression in number one. So I'm like, what the heck? So I asked him about his timing set when he put in his cam chain and timing set, and I went over and got the old one around. He says, yeah. So I went over and I picked up his old one, and I lined up the two little marks that they usually put on there, and asked him, is this how you lined this up? And to watch this big, burly Marine, because at the time he was still in the Marine Corps, and he just kind of looked at his feet, got real quiet, and I'm like, that's not how you did it. And he goes, no, I lined up the keyways. So we both got a good laugh over it, and I think I found the problem. So anyway, I let him fix it, and he did, and he got it running. And so there's still a few issues. If you watch Will It Run video I did on this car a couple of years ago, to be honest with you. He ended up leaving the Marine Corps, he got married, he moved away, and I got his car. Now it's not mine, it's still his. But now, to make a long story short, he came up with a really good idea. We were talking about it because I hate the front end on this car. Is there anything we can do with the front end of this car? Well, his favorite car in the whole world is a 69 Charger. 68, 69, 70 Charger. And so I came up with this brainstorm, if you will. I've always wanted to build a full custom car, something nobody else has. Okay, I did the Hemi, transformation in the Gremlin. I've got engines sticking out of the hood on my Corvette. I put nitrous in my C4, but all of those things have probably been done. I know the Hemi in the Gremlin's been done by Roadkill. Corvette, I've seen them in every configuration ever, so I've not done anything completely original yet. Okay, I have been thinking about taking a modern Charger and chopping the rear doors off of it and making a two-door out of it. But again, finances and things have not gotten great here recently. So the channel's probably going to suffer because I'm just not going to have any extra money for a little while. But we'll figure it out. Anyhow, the idea was to put a '69 Charger front end on this little girl, right? Are we crazy or what? But he liked it, right? I come up with these goofy ideas and people like it, okay? At least he liked it. So, today's project, for Veterans Day, and for all you veterans, thank you for your service, we are going to pull this front end off of this car, the nose, just the nose. And I have a Charger Fender out in my yard, okay? I only got one. And I have a Super B, a '69 Super B grill, which it's different, but it's good enough for what I call a mock-up, to see if we even like the idea or if we're going to put this old girl back together where she is. I've got a Charger bumper, 68 Charger bumper, I think it's 68 or 69, the '69 Fender, and the Super B grill. Between all of that, I'm going to try to turn this thing into a Charger / Super B in the front. We'll probably hunt down a Charger grill if he likes it. If he really likes Super B grill, maybe we'll just go that route. But the Fender we'd have to chase down Super B Fenders. Whatever. Well, whatever he wants, we're going to do. But this video is actually, hey Bill! Billy's car. And I'm sure he's watching. He says, I can't wait to see the video. So this is his video for Veterans Day. Thank you for your service, Billy. And for all you other veterans, let's get started. First thing I got to do is get this hood off. Yeah. Okay. This hood is not in the best of shape. But we still don't want to ruin it. Definitely don't want to mess up his grill. So I'm not really sure, because this thing ain't light either, and I'm not a very big guy. This is where I could use Billy's help, because he's a big little boy. I like some of that. Okay. Don't move. Don't anybody move. All right. And no damage to anything. This hood on the backside is really scaly. Not horrible. Before I take these fenders off, I want you to look at something and tell me what you think. Look at this front end. Does that remind you of anything? Does that, if you're familiar with Mopars, does this kind of look like anything else that you may or may not fall in love with? Maybe if I lower it back down to where it should be, you might see it better. Well, let me get these jack stands out of here. Because I guess my jack settled a little bit. Oh, I'm sorry. A woolly worm was injured in the making of this film. Was not purposeful though. let me bring this back down, and you take another gander. Yes, I know a gander is a male goose, but it's also, you know. All right. If you look at the way these fenders are shaped right here, okay, I have some somewhere. Set them right there, and I had like bracket, AMD. I don't know, let me let you in on my peepers. This, the way these fenders are shaped. Anybody else think this looks like a Barracuda in the front, just from this angle? I seriously do. As soon as I got all this out of here, and I was unbolting the fenders, and I looked, I went, daggum, if that, because I have a Barracuda outside, and it's got no front end on it. And when I had fenders sitting on it, it looked, this shape here is very much like the Barracuda, the 70s Barracuda, 70 or 74-ish. Now, 71 Barracuda has 4 headlights. And for my Barracuda project, which y'all haven't seen any of that yet, I like the 71 with the 4 headlights. But for every other year, it's a single headlight. So, Billy, I know you're going to be watching this. Barracuda. That's my taste. But we're going to go ahead, because I know the Charger and the Super B are going to be 4 headlights. I'm going to go ahead and yank these fenders, at least this one. Crap. And the way this is, I'm going to have a hard time. I'm going to have to probably back it up to get a good look-see on it. But I'm going to change this fender out, and I'm going to put, I might put the Barracuda hood, just because I have 2 of them, and that one's, the Barracuda hood's not as heavy. But, and I don't have a Charger hood. Well, I do a 74 Charger, but that thing's a monster too. And that would be way too big for this. It'd hang out over here. But, let's go ahead and make my little menagerie. See what you think about it. And then we can think about a Barracuda grill. Because I'm telling you, right here, the shape of these fenders, you wouldn't even have to swap the fenders out. You could literally leave these fenders, I think, and create a Barracuda here. I'm just thinking. I think with Charger, we're going to have to do everything. But okay, this is, of course, this is Billy's car. Billy, talking to you too. Talking to you mainly. This is your car. You do what you like. But I see Barracuda. That's just me. Y'all put it in your comments. Billy, you let me know what you like. But I'm going to go ahead and get the Super B grill, the fender. Well, I might as well while I'm yapping at you. It's this side that I have. Okay. What's the trick to getting this fender? What am I hanging up on? I'm disconnected everywhere. What's going on? They sure did make this card fall apart. Takes a little bit of doing to. It's like I'm forgetting something. Let's see what. Oh, the plastic wheel well. I think it's all. It's hanging me off. Maybe not. That bolt is gone. Uh-oh, is there a bolt right there? No. It's hiding. There might be a bolt hide back there. Hang on. Let me get that bolt out of there. I don't know what it is with Mother Mopar, but she always has to have one bolt that's near impossible to get to. On the older ones, whoa, it's up here and you got to go underneath and through the woods and past grandmother's house to get up into it. This one, it's got one in the door jamb that you can only get to with a box and wrench. But now we have the plastic fender well. Has one of those little doohickeys on it, which I am about to make short work of. There it is. These are just the kind that pop off, so they're not so bad. Ha! Oh, that one just popped right off. Literally popped off. Fortunately, you can buy a whole box of them things for like cheap money. Now, are you coming now? Of course not. We're still connected to the back to the. What? What the? Cotton picking, silly slime, sacking, Siberian sheep snot. Oh, for crying out loud. Gotta take the headlight out. Well, you learn. Every day you learn something new. So let me get this headlight out of here and we'll finally get this fender off. Here's stage one. Let's see just how this looks. It's in the garage right now. I'm going to pull it out a little later. Let me know what you think. Trying to get a whole view of the car there. Not too shabby, honestly. I'm going to pull it out a little later and see if I can't. It looks like a Charger in the front, no doubt. So, I mean, we got a lot of fitting to do, but we can do it. And this is just the fender. Let me go get the grill and see if we can't make the grill work too. But I like it. It makes the front end a little longer. Probably adds another 10 or 12 inches to the car. But I think it's kind of cool. Let's go get the grill and see what we can get. There's stage 2 with the grill. What are you thinking? Are we liking it? I'm kind of liking it. I mean, I've got obviously some work to make that fender fit. We'll have to do a lot of cutting and trimming, but we can make that thing look like a Charger or a Super B or whatever our little heart desires. But let me go get the bumper. I'm not sure how I'm going to hold the bumper up there for another look-see, but we'll see what we can do. All right, this is where you're going to have to use your imagination because we have one fender. I don't have any way to hold up this bumper for the mock-up, so I'm going to just hold it with my hand. So I'm just going to hold this up, and until I edit this, I'm not going to be able to tell what it looks like. But here we go. There, the bumper. Now it's going to go in further, and there's a piece that goes between the two of them, and this is the wrong grill, of course, but this gives you a basic idea. You tell me if it's going to work, and you let me worry about the rest. If you like it, please put it in the comments, especially you, Billy, because it's your car. You make the decision. But I'd like to see what other people think of this idea as well. But ultimately, it's Billy's car, so what Billy says, Billy gets. But I kind of like it, to be honest with you. It's going to take some massaging to get this wheel to center in the fender. It's actually in the fender. It's not hitting. It looks close, but it's not hitting. But she's sticking out over here. So the fender's going to have to come back to probably another few inches. And then I'm going to have to trim all of this to make it match the door. And then we can use Charger bracketry, mostly Charger bracketry, to do all of the front end stuff. And again, this is a Super B grill, so it's not correct, you know. And we're sitting, no, we don't have another fender for over there, otherwise I'd get a better mock-up. This bumper, believe it or not, did not come from the same place as this fender did, but it is a front bumper for a Charger. And it's actually a pretty decent bumper, it's just painted. So here's the idea. This is a crude, very crude mock-up, but I kind of like it. Oh, let me get a hood. Yeah, let's get a hood. Do I want to use, I don't have a Charger hood, so my choices are going to be either, I've got a Barracuda hood, which I think that's going to be too long, but again, we can trim a hood. I have a Firebird hood. Shh, don't tell Mopar people if I use a Pontiac part. I'm trying to think what, ooh, wait. I think I have, no, Duster hood I think is going to look similar to that one. Let me go walk around in the yard and see what I come up with. There you go. The Aspencharger, the Charge Aspen, or the charging pin, or the charge pen. I don't know. Come up with a cool name for an Aspencharger mix, right? I don't know what to call it, but of course the grill is Super B and the hood is Barracuda. This hood doesn't work because this carburetor is too high. It's actually sitting on the air cleaner. So we need something with a little more bulge, but who's going to put a stock hood? I'm thinking if you're going to put a Charger front end, we might as well go with a Hemi hood, right? Why not? That big old honking scoop, that'll fit on there, no problem. Okay, and this is wrong. Obviously it has the wrong edge and everything, but I had it right in the back of the shop, so it was convenient to put on there. I do have a satellite hood. I probably could have put, and that would have fit better, probably. But we're going to use a Charger hood, most likely, I guess. But again, Billy, this video is for you. You tell me what you think. I kind of like it, to be honest with you. There's a lot of work to do back there, but this works, I think. So let me know what you think. But I also want comments from you all. And we need a name, an Aspencharger or a Charge Aspen or Penger. I don't know. And no starting with the AS, okay, because that's not going to be cool. None of that vulgar stuff, because that would be the easy one to do, but we're not going there. So we got to come up with a clever name for this mongrel of a car. If we decide to do this, you all put it in the comments. Billy, you let me know what you like and think about it. In the meantime, it's getting late. I got to get up early. This car's got to go back outside. I got to put all my other junk back in here. But it's coming along. What do you think? Let me know. Please subscribe. Thanks for watching. See ya.